Gently, "Come on, Mommy." The first time River's tiny voice filled our home, our world shifted forever. I had always said my 7 German shepherds were my children, my family, my protectors, my joy. I thought nothing could change that. But then came River. She was so small, fragile in ways I'd forgotten children could be, and yet, she would prove to us, and to them, that she belonged, not as a visitor, not as a guest, but as one of the pack. Chapter 1. The Blanket Test. Bringing a newborn into a home with 7 large shepherds isn't something you do without thought. There was no room for mistakes, no margin for error. So before River ever crossed the threshold, my husband walked in with her blanket. It was pink, soft, carrying her scent. He laid it down in the middle of the living room, then stepped back, nervous but steady. The pack approached slowly. Roman, the watchful one, led the way. Lupa, ever curious, followed, her ears perked high. Odin sniffed, then sat back as if considering. The twins, Bear and Bruno, circled in perfect mirror, their tails brushing each other's. Freya pawed the edge, testing, and Zara, the oldest, the matriarch, lowered her muzzle, inhaled deeply, and then wagged. It was like a signal, a ritual of acceptance. One by one, the others joined, sniffing, wagging, pacing around that small square of fabric as though it carried a sacred promise. Not a single growl, not 1 ounce of hesitation. In that moment, I knew, they had chosen her already. Chapter 2. The First Meeting. The day we brought River home, my heart pounded in my chest. I'd imagined chaos, barking, even jealousy. But when we opened the door, something else happened. They gathered, silently, their heads lowered, 7 massive bodies forming a half-circle around us. As I placed the baby carrier down, noses pressed close, tails wagged, ears tilted forward. There were no sharp movements, no nervous energy, only reverence. And when River stirred, letting out her first soft cry in their presence, they didn't back away. They leaned closer, as if to say, "Don't worry, little one, we've got you now." That night, when I laid her in her crib, I turned to see Roman curled just beneath it. Freya lay by the door, Odin at the window. The pack had taken positions, like soldiers in formation. My daughter didn't fall asleep alone, she fell asleep protected. Chapter 3. Learning each other. Weeks passed, River's world grew bigger, and the pack became part of every discovery. Her tiny hands dropped crumbs from her high chair, and 7 shepherds sat in patient rows beneath, waiting for her gifts. When she giggled, they wagged. When she shrieked, they perked up as though taking orders. She would crawl toward them, fearless, climbing over Zara's back like a mountain, tugging at Odin's ears like ropes. And never, not once, did they snap, growl, or retreat. They endured her curiosity with patience only love can teach. Roman, though, was different. He wasn't just patient, he was devoted. Chapter 4. Roman, the Shadow. Roman decided River was his to guard, his to guide, his to love. If she wandered, Roman was there. If she stumbled, Roman steadied her. If she cried, Roman pressed his nose to her cheek until laughter bubbled through her tears. One evening, I watched her toddle into the tall grass, her steps clumsy but determined. Roman followed close, his body taut with alertness. She tripped on a root, and before I could move, Roman darted forward, sliding beneath her fall, nudging her upright with astonishing gentleness. River clung to his neck, whispering something into his fur, a secret only he would ever know. And I realized then, this wasn't just cute, this was destiny. Chapter 5. The Doubters. Of course, outsiders never understood. "Isn't it dangerous?" they asked. 7 big dogs around a child? What about germs, accidents, risks? I smiled politely, but inside, I wanted to invite them in, to let them see. See how Zara, the elder, lets River tug at her fur, never once moving away. See how Bruno, the goofball, lays flat so River can sit on him like a pony. See how Freya fetches River's dropped toys before I can bend down. See how Roman doesn't sleep until she does. They didn't see the patience, the gentleness, the trust that was being built, brick by brick, day by day. What they called risk, I called family. Chapter 6. Lessons of the pack. River learned more from those dogs than I could have ever taught her alone. She learned respect, knowing when they wanted space, when to offer her tiny hand, when to stay gentle. She learned patience, waiting for them to come to her, understanding that love cannot be rushed. And most of all, she learned unconditional love, the kind that doesn't keep score, the kind that protects without hesitation. Sometimes, when she crawled on all fours, barking playfully, wagging her tiny arms like tails, I truly believed she thought she was one of them, and maybe she was. Chapter 7. The Rainstorm. I remember the first thunderstorm River experienced. She was barely 2. The sky cracked open, lightning slashed across the fields, and rain hammered the roof. River screamed, terrified. But before I could scoop her up, Roman was there. He pressed against her, his body warm, solid, unshaken. One by one, the others joined, encircling her like a living shield. She stopped crying. She leaned into his fur, safe, her small hand gripping his collar, and in the chaos of the storm, my little girl found courage, not from me, but from them. Chapter 8. A birthday like no other. On her 3rd birthday, River didn't ask for dolls or balloons. She asked for hats for the doggies. So we did it. 7 party hats balanced on 7 shepherds. Roman wore his like a crown, dignified. Bruno shook his off within minutes, sending River into squeals of laughter. We set a cake before her, and 7 pairs of eyes watched intently. River giggled, feeding each one a piece with her own hands. Her first birthday memory wasn't of toys, it was of giving, of sharing joy with those who had given her everything. Chapter 9. The Bond That Lasts. Now, years later, I still catch glimpses of that bond in the smallest moments. When River stumbles, Roman is there. When she's sad, Freya curls against her. When she plays outside, Odin watches the horizon, ever vigilant. When she whispers secrets, it's into Zara's ear. And when she dreams, I believe the pack dreams with her. Our home isn't ordinary. It's filled with barking, laughter, muddy paw prints, and giggles. It's chaotic, yes, but it's the kind of chaos that builds a childhood of love. Watching River grow up this way has taught me something too. That love knows no boundaries, not of species, not of size, not of expectation. That loyalty doesn't need words, it only needs presence. And that sometimes, the truest guardians of our children don't walk on 2 legs. Closing reflections. If this story made you smile, please subscribe, like, and follow. Revenues go toward helping stray animals, because every child, whether human or furry, deserves love and safety. If you're considering adopting a furry friend, remember, learn their needs, care for them with patience, and they will change your life. River didn't just grow up with pets, she grew up with protectors, teachers, playmates, 7 German shepherds who showed her the meaning of family. And Roman, her shadow, her confidant, her guardian angel with fur, proved that sometimes, the most powerful love doesn't need words at all.
If this tale moved you, if you felt the tension, the heartbreak, and the triumph, please support our channel by hitting the like button and subscribing. Your support means the world to us and helps us bring more thrilling, emotional, and inspiring stories your way. Leave a comment below and let us know what you think. Do you believe dogs have an extraordinary 6th sense? Share your thoughts and personal stories with us. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.